Fisho has joined me here along with the Copenhagen Wolves' Young Buck to talk about their win. 4-game winning streak you're on right now. Tell me about that last win here versus Millenium. What are the priorities for you guys going into picks and bans?
Well, we thought we could first pick the Lulu, but they banned it away, and then we actually had planned to ban the Annie, but since they banned the Lulu away, we said, okay, we're going to go for first pick Annie, and from there on we don't have any bad matchups for the bot lane, and from there on we'll just take it and also go for the Lee Sin.
But you didn't actually first pick the Annie, you first picked Lee Sin. Elise was also open. What was the idea behind that?
My bad. We talked a lot about the jungle matchups for Amazing because personally we feel like Elise is a stronger champion, but Amazing just feels so comfortable in Lee Sin and says that he will win that matchup, then we put the trust in him and just give him what he wants.
Tell me a little bit more about that, because indeed yesterday he was in the interview and I asked him straight up what's going to happen. He said, I'm going to win. Does that translate to the rest of the team? Are you guys getting more confident when he does that?
Yeah, definitely. Now that we have a winning spree, there's a lot of confidence in our team and the morale is at an all-time high right now. And I think we can really use that to take momentum. For this week we already used it and we're going to use it for the Super Week too.
And talking about Amazing, he's been fantastic. You must obviously feel like you play with him. We saw he got MVP last week. What do you actually think about him as a player and what do you think actually changed for him? Why is he so good at the moment?
He has always been very good and that's why we picked him up. We always considered him a top 3 jungler even when he didn't have a team. He's very aggressive. He really has the great timings. He knows where to be and when to be where he wants to be and where the enemy is, and that's very important for us. And he times his ganks and in the perfect lanes, so perfect.
All right, going into the game then, Worry obviously did a great job once again on his beloved Lee Sin, but how was it for you with the Vladimir you also love so much versus Trundle?
Yeah, Vladimir's a champion that I've been trying to push with my team. Some of them didn't really like it, but I kept training it until it finally clicked and I could win every matchup. I really love playing him. I've been playing him since season 1. So when the Trundle was locked in, I said, guys, please give me the Vladimir. I'm going to do this.
And we keep talking about how the shot calling has improved, the decision making. I would actually like to know who's making the calls on the team. Is it everyone, or do you have like specific people do late game, early game?
We all do it. However, I think that in the early game, Amazing decides where he ganks. We just feed him information and he takes it and decides what he wants to do with that information. When it comes to late game, I think Coutard and Unlimited are a lot more vocal than the others.
Final question, as you guys are doing so good now, I know a lot of teams always say every team can beat every team. Where do you want to end up?
First place.
There you go. I'm happy you gave me that answer. Thank you very much. And of course, at the top of the show, we asked you to tweet us at LOL Esports and let us know which European LCS pro would you most like to have on your team and why. And here are some of your picks. The first one is from @LolDismiss. I would love to have Amazing on my team. He helps everywhere, and with his crazy kill participation, he is a must on my team. Lucky you.
Definitely.
Oh.
I'll join in on that one because I would love to have him as my jungler. Just knowing the fact that whenever there's a gank coming in from the enemy team, I know he's nearby. I know he will join in, and I can just feel how much he's actually providing early game information to you guys and how good of a jungler he is.
Better than you, I'm sure.
Better than me.
Second one is from @DCloud. I would like to have Yellowstar on my team. He's a solid, selfless support player who can make plays when it matters. How do you think he's doing right now?
Yellowstar, at Worlds, for instance, he was probably the best support we had in Europe. Things have been going a bit up and down for him. He's still a very, very strong player. Together with Reckless, I feel we have one of the strongest bottom lanes in Europe. And whenever Yellowstar has these supports he can actually make plays on, he's always there. He's always good with them. He knows how to engage. And also he's providing a lot of information with timers and general shot calling. So I feel he is one of the most important supports we have in Europe.
And the last tweet is from @FreakKnives. Froggen, he is very mechanically skilled and seems like a good team leader. He seems to bring the leadership in Alliance. You, of course, played against him already a couple of times. How do you feel Froggen's playing right now?
I think Froggen has been performing tremendously since the beginning of the season. He got some flack, but even though he got the flack, we felt like Froggen was still one of the best mid laners in Europe and really had a lot of trouble playing against him.
All right, well, thank you very much. And as always, you guys, thanks for sending us. Keep the discussion going throughout all the games by using the hashtag LCS. Thank you for joining us, Young Buck. 4-game winning streak, very impressive. And now we're going to send it back over to Demon and QuickShot for